It's great. It's a great song. It's catchy. Hakuna Matata, no worries.
Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. While others search for what they can take, a true king searches for what he can give.
One of the themes of the films is this responsibility, or Hakuna Matata.
Yes, that's right.
Forget the past. In real life, which do you prefer?
I probably need more Hakuna Matata because I do worry a lot about things. But that being said, I think that we all would be well served if we felt and understood our place in the circle of life, and not just within the animal kingdom or our environment, but from generation to generation, that we owe something to the next generation as it was, as we were served by those who came before us.
Yeah. So, so that's something that's quite interesting that's changed, hasn't it, over the last 25 years, you know, that I think that all of us, when we watched the original, were, you know, we'd sing along to Hakuna Matata and be a bit like, you know, it's great. It's a great song. It's catchy. Hakuna Matata, no worries.
It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
And I think that all of us have learned in the you know, subsequent 25 years that that actually that's a little bit of a poison chalice. that you know, it's a nice idea. But much like Simba, really, you know, at a certain point, you know, you have to worry.
I think it depends on the situation. What I like about this version of the movie is that we kind of lean into the fact that Hakuna Matata is great in certain circumstances, but not always. And I think this Timon and Pumbaa realize that, oh wait, Hakuna Matata does not always apply, and that sometimes you do need to be concerned about the people and the other creatures that you're connected to on the planet, and that we do affect each other. And that's kind of a cool little twist on the original.
And oh God, that depends entirely on my mood. Of course, you know, my Hakuna moments are sitting at the piano and just losing myself. But then, you know, I have children, and yes, I have to be responsible.
Not everything needs to be remade, you know, and was this something that did? And so that was the challenge. And I also knew that Disney was going to remake it, so then it's like you want to make sure that it's done right. You feel a sense of responsibility. It's like working in the Star Wars world. You want to keep that world alive, and you want to stay true to what the original intention was behind that. And so as a filmmaker, I find myself in a position where I'm doing a lot of projects now where I want to make sure that they're handled correctly because I have a connection to the material. So working on The Mandalorian, with Star Wars, working on Lion King, working on The Jungle Book, I feel connected to those things. But even when I act, if I'm acting in a Marvel movie, I feel a sense of responsibility to that legacy too. So it's amazing. This movie is about the circle of life and a sense of responsibility to something bigger. And creatively, I often find myself jumping into projects where I want to make sure that it's handled correctly.
Oh, okay. I promise. I'll walk him every day. If he makes a little mess, I'll clean it up.
You'll be his little mess. He's gonna eat you and then use my body as a toothpick.
But one day, when he's big and strong, he'll be on our side.
I've got it. What if he's on our side? Hear me out! Having a ferocious lion around might not be such a bad idea.
Well, then can we keep him?
Yes, of course we can keep him!
Well,
My God, who is the brains of this operation?
We're gonna name him Fred.
He gave us so much freedom, and you know that, like I said, there was a ton of improv that we did, and he really encouraged us to keep doing more and more, me and Seth, and Donald too, when we were doing Hakuna Matata, and a shocking amount of that improv ended up in the movie as dialogue.
You guys sounded great.
There's a whole conversation about how the circle of life doesn't exist, which I think is very funny in a very cynical way. And that was completely improvised and something that Seth and I never thought was necessarily going to end up in the movie, but we're very happily surprised when it did.